1:15, this is the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. News edited by Danishka Madhavella and read by Niranjan Abesundara. The government decided to further reduce government expenses. Central Environment Authority has proposed to ban the importation of plastic sweepers and besoms. It will also be paid attention to ban the use of lunch sheets to reduce the plastic waste. Another 7 were arrested within 24 hours under Operation Yukthia. 12 Indian fishermen held for approaching Sri Lankan waters. Imported milk powder prices to be increased. In world news, Taiwan elects pro-sovereignty leader angering Beijing. Sports news, the first T20 match between Zimbabwe and Sri Lanka will be played in Colombo today. The government has decided to further reduce government expenses. A circular in this regard has been issued under the guided signature of Treasury Secretary K. Mahinda Sethirabardana. The government has taken this decision as a temporary solution to stabilizing the country's economy and to create a strong financial discipline in the country. This circular has been addressed to the state institutions and departments, including Ministry of Secretaries, provincial and district secretaries. Salaries of government servants, allowances, transport and office expenses have been reduced through this circular. The Secretary has clearly mentioned to control the fuel expenses of the government institutions. It is the third circular issued under the government to control government expenses. Central Environment Authority has proposed to ban the importation of plastic sweepers and besoms. The aim of the move is to reduce the environmental pollution. Officials of the Central Environment Authority have explained this at the Secretarial Oversight Committee on Environment, Natural Resources and Sustainable Development meeting held at the Parliament recently. Chairman of the committee, MP Adit Manaperama, said the relevant recommendations will be issued soon. Meanwhile, the committee has also paid its attention to ban the use of lunch seats to reduce the plastic waste. The committee already issued relevant recommendation to the Central Environment Authority. It is expected to provide a concessional period of 6 months to lunch sheet producers to adapt the new rules. A total of 71 suspects have been arrested by Security Forces personnel on drug-related charges within 24-hour period ending at 12:30 a.m. today as a part of the ongoing island-wide anti-drug operation, Yukthia. Meanwhile, detention orders have been secured against 23 suspects for further interrogations, which investigations were initiated into illegal assets of one of the suspects. 7 drug addicts who were among the arrestees have been sent for rehabilitation. Additionally, 26 suspects who were on the list of registered suspects of the Police Narcotics Bureau and Police Special Task Force have been arrested during the special operation. According to the Ministry of Public Security, the narcotic taken into custody during the 24-hour video includes 192 grams of heroin, 101 grams of crystal methamphetamine, 27 kilos and 59 kilos of cannabis, 23,933 cannabis plants, and 10,011 narcotic pills. This news broadcast comes to you from the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation.
Your next generation digital banking partner, People's Bank.
The Sri Lankan Navy has apprehended 12 Indian fishermen along with 3 Indian trawlers for poaching in Sri Lankan waters off the Kovidan lighthouse in Kalinagar, Jaffna last night. Northern Naval Command of Sri Lankan Navy made the apprehension during a special operation conducted to chase away Indian poaching trawlers from Sri Lankan waters. The Navy say the apprehended Indian fishermen and the poaching trawlers were brought into Kankasanturi harbour and they will hand over to the Milad Fisheries Inspector for onward legal action. Milk powder importers decide to increase the retail prices of imported milk powder with effect from next week. Milk Powder Importers Association announced that a 400-gram packet of imported milk powder will be increased by 30 rupees, while a 1 kilo packet price will go up by 75 rupees. That was local news.
Enjoy seamless shopping, open LCs, settle bills and transfer funds instantly, anywhere and anytime. With People's Bank Digital Solutions, you're empowered to do more, whenever and wherever you want. Unlock a world of modern banking conveniences with People's Bank, your next generation digital banking partner. People's Bank.
The main news story is brought to you by Sinhala Mahatmya.
The Galle Literary Festival, in collaboration with the Sri Lanka Tourism Promotion Bureau, unveiled a highly anticipated program for 2024, promising a diverse and engaging experience for literature enthusiasts. Festival, taking place from January 20 to 28, will feature over 180 talks, workshops and events that embody a renewed commitment to diversity and discussion. A significant show of support for both tourism and the arts, Sail Sri Lanka, the leading name in marine tourism, proudly announced the sponsorship for the Galle Literary Festival 2024. And this strategic partnership highlights Sri Lanka's commitment to fostering cultural and artistic endeavours alongside the dedication to promoting tourism in Sri Lanka.
The main news story was brought to you by Sinhala Mahatmya.
This is Watchlight.
The National Building Research Organisation issued a pre-landslide warning in the Ratnapura district, effective in the Imbulpe, Opanayaka and Balangor Division Secretariat divisions in the district until 3 p.m. today. Disaster Management Centre said an earth-tip was reported at Varadalawatha Estate in Badalkumbara yesterday. That came to you in Watchlight.
Coming up, World News.
Taiwan elects pro-sovereignty leader angering Beijing. Israel strikes southern Gaza city swollen with displaced people. U.S. Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin remains in hospital, according to the Pentagon. Taiwanese voters have chosen pro-sovereignty candidate William Lai as their president in a historic election, cementing a path that is increasingly divergent from China. The move angered Beijing, which issued a statement after results insisting that Taiwan is a part of China. While Beijing has called for peaceful reunification, it has also not ruled out the use of force. It has cast Taiwan election as a choice between war and peace. China has ramped up its military presence around the island in recent months, heightening fears of possible conflict. Gaza Health Ministry officials said that the people in a house sheltering two displaced families in Rafah were about 135 people killed in Israeli strikes over the past 24 hours. Southern Gaza city population has swollen to swell over 1 million people as displaced people from other parts of Gaza seek safety there. Israel Defense Forces said it was looking into reports. Rockets also fired from Gaza into southern Israel. U.S. Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin remains in hospital in good condition following treatment for prostate cancer, the Pentagon has said. In a statement, it said Mr. Austin has resumed some of his duties and in contact with senior staff. It added that there was no specific date for his release from hospital. Mr. Austin, 70, was admitted at intensive care unit on 1st of January due to complications from a late December surgery. Back to the headlines of the world news. Taiwan elects pro-sovereignty leader angering Beijing. Israel strikes southern Gaza city swollen with displaced people. U.S. Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin remains in hospital, according to the Pentagon. That was World News.
Development News.
Sri Lanka is ranked 4th and among the top solo travel destinations this year by prestigious Forbes magazine. Topping the list is Japan, capturing the attention of solo adventurers worldwide. Notably, the ranking unveils a compelling trend, with 5 out of top 10 countries hailing from a vibrant continent of Asia. Solo travel, defined as the act of journeying alone without companions or travel partners, has gained significant traction in recent years. This form of exploration allows individuals to embark on a personal odyssey, delving into new destinations, immersing themselves in diverse cultures, all without the company of friends or family.
Moving on with sports news.
It's cricket. The first T20 match between the visiting Zimbabwe and Sri Lanka will take place at R.P. Stadium today. The match is scheduled to begin at 7 p.m. 3 T20 matches will be played between the two nations. Vanessa Saranga leads the Sri Lanka T20 team. In snooker, Ronnie O'Sullivan will face Ali Carter when he attempts to claim a record-extending 8th Masters title on Sunday at Alexandra Palace. O'Sullivan beat 2015 champion Shaun Murphy 6-2 to reach the final of the prestigious tournament for the 14th time. That was Sports News.
Go ekakthiyana youth ekata life ekේ change ekata niyameta set wenna as wahagena dagapu veena habe karanna youth ekata niyameta set wenna friendship eka menna.
The all new NSB Ithru account, NSB IM, a plan for your dream.
Business News, sponsored by National Savings Bank, the safest place for your money.
Shashi Kandambi, a leading professional in the banking sector, assumed office as the 19th General Manager CEO of National Savings Bank this week. Kandambi was Senior Deputy General Manager of International Banking at Sampat Bank, where she had a long-standing successful career. Her banking experience spans over 35 years, including 10 years in corporate management. She has a proven track record of successfully developing and executing strategic plans, managing financial resources, risk mitigation, and maintaining strict corporate governance.
Business News, sponsored by National Savings Bank, the safest place for your money.
Go ekakthiyana youth ekata life ekේ change ekata niyameta set wenna as wahagena dagapu veena habe karanna youth ekata niyameta set wenna friendship eka menna.
The all new NSB Ithru account, NSB IM, a plan for your dream.
On to economic news, oil prices have hit $80 a barrel as fears grew about economic impact of disruption to international trade through the Red Sea and escalating tension in the Middle East, raising concerns about a possible inflation shock for the world economy. Brent crude prices jumped by about 4% to a high of $80.75 a barrel yesterday, while US West Texas Intermediate crude also increased after US and UK airstrikes against Houthi rebels' sites in Yemen.
Weather report.
A few showers may occur in the central, Uva and eastern provinces. Mainly fair weather will prevail in the other areas of the island. Fairly strong winds about 30-40 kilometers an hour can be expected to supply in the Uva central and northwestern provinces and the Ampara, Hambantota and Kagara districts. Misty conditions can be expected in some places in the Sabaragamuwa and central provinces and the God and Mathura districts during the morning. That was the weather report. Back to the headlines of the news. The government has decided to further reduce government expenses. Central Smart Authority has proposed to ban the importation of plastic sweepers and besoms. It has also been paid attention to ban the use of lunch sheets to reduce the plastic waste. And 71 arrested within 24 hours under Operation Youthia. 12 Indian fishermen held for poaching in Sri Lankan waters. Imported milk powder prices to be increased. In world news, Taiwan elects pro-sovereignty leader angering Beijing. Sports news, the first T20 match between Zimbabwe and Sri Lanka will be played in Colombo today. With that in the afternoon at Radio Sri Lanka, and until 2 p.m, let's enjoy music with lunch.